are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
I only wish they weren't showing.
I'm afraid I can't come down anymore.
Welcome. Welcome to the Byzantium office of... Bureau. Bureau of Exploration. Never mind who
How'd you do that so fast?
You! Stop that! What do you think you're doing?
It's been a pleasure.
Nice outfit. Is that a Jolliker? Oh, shit. That's, Damn, fine, you got me. I ain't a receptionist. Truth be told,
Hope you're better at fighting.
I can tell you and your associates are still reeling from the shock of my revelation. I was hired to cross off Ms. Lockwood. Thought I'd pose as her receptionist. Brilliant, right? Thing is, she ain't I'll just tell her I'm the replacement. If she calls me on it, I'll kill her. If she buys it, I'll kill her. Win-win. Perish the thought. I don't just waltz about murdering who I please. I am a professional. I have got standards. Hey, I tried to convince him to take a vacation. He wasn't hearing it. Some people's work ethic is just too strong for their own good. I'm gonna wait for her to return. Then we can both have at it. Yeah, I'm excited. What's on your mind, friend? Knock yourself out. Let me know if you find anything.
Well, you're obviously not from around here. I don't believe I've ever seen visitors in the Bureau before. Trust me, friend, none of us would be caught dead wearing a jolly... Alonso Vallejos. Extraordinarily pleased to make you... I'm currently operating a sightseeing tour of sorts. Think of it as a guided journey across Halcyon. Glad you asked. Our tour guide... We've placed some beacons across a series... That slogan's a work in progress. Outstanding! Here, you'll need this special triangulating device. When you find a beacon, find every beacon, finish your...
I'd appreciate it if you could keep this whole assassin thing just between us. Oh, you know how it goes. Board put out a contract, I put in a request. Looked like an easy job.
My dear fellow, you...
All right, how does this sound? You...
Don't much like me, huh, Dr. Ellie?
It's nothing personal. I'm just not the touchy-feely type.
It's just... you...
Oh, what are you doing here? Nothing. Law. I work in the lab at the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Maybe I let them out more often than regulations allow. And so what if they escaped, and before I could coax them back, even if I did dare... Really? In that case, take this collection crate. 6 of my little... They have intelligent eyes, an agreeable yet reserved demeanor, and a fondness for hiding. Also, they're white rather than green. Please, do take care, and do mime the exterminator mechanicals. If the worst... To deal with the sewer sprats, of course. They're quite the nuisance.
Get away from me! Were you following me? Back off, all right?
Hey, you found her. I'm a little miffed you didn't let me know, but all's well.
What?
My friend and I here have jobs to do. You just sit tight for a minute while we discuss how we're gonna handle this. Yeah, look. Reception doesn't pay as well as it used to. The contract calls for her maps, yeah? Half the bits for the maps, half for the confirmation.
Hold on.
Will you pipe down? We're trying to have a business meeting here. You must be new to the assassination game. If you talk to your victim...
Please, just...
Shush! We could have had a beautiful thing here, you know.
They're on us. You killed him. Please, just leave me alone. I don't know anything Get away from me!
Incoming!
Take your best shot, asshole!
That's the last of them.
I thought nothing fun ever happened in this town. that so fast?
Performing an area sweep now.
Any luck finding my sprats? Truly? Why, this is marvelous! And all safe and sound. Oh, Reginald. Please, take this. Now, I've got to get back to the lab before my supervisor logs my absence.
I'll keep it down.
If you'll forgive my saying so, that outfit looks splendid on you. Wonderful. I'll file the appropriate paperwork on your behalf.
So it's done. Lockwood is dead. Bradshaw was barely competent. Hiring him, you followed my instructions to the letter. You've demonstrated your talents. If you're ready to talk about Phineas Wells, that complicates things. The rings are massive. Wells had to be in touch with you somehow. Find his communication terminal and send us a tracing signal. I always reward good work. Deliver Wells to the board, and you'll be more than compensated. Percival will file the appropriate paperwork on your behalf. Once you send...
As instructed, the code... Oh, just a receipt for your services and my receipt for your receipt, and also a standard declaration of intent to perform espionage. Very routine. I'm flattered beyond description.
Now arriving at Phineas's top-secret orbital lab.
talk?
Dr. Wells has... You have a message from Adjutant.
I'm impressed, Captain. I almost expected you wouldn't go through with it. Your signal made it through. We've pinpointed Dr. Wells's orbital. Come visit me in Byzantium. We need to have a talk about...
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
I'm curious. Wells may have been a delusional madman. Duty is an old-fashioned notion. But you've done well. You're efficient. My sources tell me you've been busy on Monarch. I'm sure you've seen the miserable state of affairs there, but lawless cesspool that it made. All of Monarch's extraplanetary broadcasts are routed through Devil's... I have an agent working in Stellar Bay. Everett... Yes? So what? Speak to person...
We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain.
So much for peace and... Allow me to assure you that I know absolutely nothing about any alleged... They must know I'd never involved myself in such despicable activities. There's utterly no reason to arrest anyone in this broadcast station, let alone me. In fact, you're doing me a favor by helping me disable any alleged such broadcasts, if they exist. You could do me another favor by mentioning my loyalty to the board in your report.
I don't think this fellow's entirely on the level.
You've got a real creative definition of loyalty, and I mean that as a compliment.
I'm not sure whether to be touched or insulted by that. Look, Sophia does? What sort of an amount are we intimating here? Never mind, the details are of no matter. I'm happy to help the board. And as you've already shut down the transmission, I suppose it won't kill me to work, as I am now inextricably in the... Give my regard...
Hey, Cass. Knock, knock.
Go away, White.
This looks like the place.
Well, well. Aren't you the very... However, we can't make good decisions. Please note that to make a claim under this policy, you must describe your error in detail before. And also note that doing so nullifies the privacy. I remember that one. That's the young socialite who...
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the big...
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one. You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork. Oh, you mean well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room. And you'd, theoretically... But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud. That's what...
You really did it. Give these payouts... Hey, you did the real work. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe now they'll have to go back to real jobs. Sure. You did my job, so here's your... Could have fooled me with all your tough talk. What's... You sure? Because my kind of friends will pick your pocket clean while they're getting hammered with you. Yeah. Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good. So, you just keep the money. It's nothing personal. Anyway, enough of the touchy-feelies, huh?
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
This reminds me of... Oh, never mind. Okay. That's top-of-the-line equipment.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside? You're in my house, and I'm not fucking around. Let's talk about this. Please. I think there's been a crucial misunderstanding. Just give me a second to explain myself. If you came looking for some elaborate scheme...
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is
You can write me up in your report. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. I believe that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the... Not for lack of trying. I wanted to save them all, but I wasn't strong enough. There are other teams. We didn't want to experiment. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back. You could always shoot me. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony.
I try not to, at least when it comes to the moral dilemmas. Lilia Hagen...
Everything I did was for the good. The one on the wanted posters? I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander? Oh, for pity.
They got the drop on us.
Adjutant Akande has instructed me to... Quite so, madam. As an acting agent of the board, do let me know. I...
I've just finished reading a report of your... Graham Bryant was a madman, a narcissist, and exceedingly... And you brokered an alliance with the broker himself. Your work is exemplary. You've earned a place in the chairman's inner circle. Now we introduce... Halcyon is on the verge of a total systems. Malnutrition is already a problem. I know this must come as a surprise.
Is that why we were suffering plague in Edgewater?
Yes, Miss Holcomb. The colony itself is dying.
What's in this for you?
I appreciate your skepticism, Dr. Fenn. My angle. I won't pretend the truth isn't. We need to talk about... I will be frank. Edgewater was a lost cause. I never expected this. I don't know how you managed to convince a faction of disloyal workers to... Every worker in Edgewater will be expedited into our lifetime employment program. Well done, Captain. That town owes you an enormous sensible as well as modern. You should be proud of yourself, Captain. You're on the verge of making... I've made arrangements for you to journey to the Hope. You will board your former colony ship. Once the Hope is in position, we will have everything we need to begin healing the colony. I have the highest faith in your abilities, Captain. You and...
Apologies for the wait.
My cousin's in pictures. That business makes piracy look civil.
If you could just leave me back at the ship, I'm sure there's something I ought to be fixing.
Great! You made it! Listen, I know you're expecting a script, but you're the real deal. We gave the other actors real weapons to keep things authentic. And because Josh is paying to see their logo on the big screen. See, Now go in there, find your mark, and...
Well, well. Here to stop us at last? All of this Settlement CNP Hungry Time food pills, same nutritional, with their patented stomach stuffing effects and baseline vitamin... They are? What an unexpected twist!
Are we on camera?
Do you remember the last time we faced each other? The Battle of Axejack, staring... Hey, I didn't write this, just go with it. I had you surrounded and outgunned, but you overcame my superior numbers. I've been waiting for 5 years now, and at last my day for vengeance has come! Yes! I have this whole port wired with... Once we're away, I'll activate the gamma particulate field and the...
Plasma's already a vapor-like kind of thing.
Quiet. I hope you've paid your burial fees and signed your personal death and dismemberment waiver.
I thought this scene...
She's really shooting!
Incoming!
They go. Do not waste company bullets. Over.
Cut! Someone call in the janitor automech. And you, Captain Baby, you were great. Let's take 5.
Whatever he offers you, ask for more.
Get them!
So, sneak onto a lost colony ship and skip it. My cousin's in pictures. That business makes piracy look civil.
If you could just leave me back at the ship, I'm sure there's something ought to be fixing.
Great! We gave... See, now go in there.
Well... You're not... I refuse to work like... To the break room, everyone. I need...
Cut! That was interesting, kid. Real novel take. Let's take 5.
Ask for more.
Hey, listen, I appreciate what you tried there. Here, take this for making the trip down here.
Nice work dispatching Chartrand, Captain. Sublight will be... The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Rizzo's Purpleberry Punch. You want a punch? You got it. Right.
Miss Lilia takes good care of
Is it done? Well. Looks like someone's due for a promotion. How does Vice President of Aggressive... You've certainly earned it, Catherine heard I was taking you on full-time. From now on, the board will think twice. Be sure to mention that in your travel.
Hey, I'm not sure we should go telling folks.
Well, if there's nothing else, I need to review some applications. Not as much as I'd like.
Captain Hawthorne never worked to support the board before, at least not officially. I suppose we are turning over a new leaf?
Dead center. Next round's on you. Yes, this'll about do. That's a mighty...
We're now docked at Eridanos' luxury landing pad.
Watch out. This place is half sublight thugs and half top rungers on vacation. Both are dangerous.
Hello, hello, hello there. Hope your atmospheric entry wasn't too troublesome. Sublight Salvage and Shipping Underground, or Slug, as we like to call ourselves. I'm the Grand Colonial Head Bellhop. I'm here to grab your bags and direct you, the Inspector, to the Grand Ballroom, which I can try. I was the one who found Helen's body in the Grand Ballroom. Helen was supposed to host the unveiling for Rizzo's newest product, Spectrum Brand. Helen's death has been a shock for many. Hell, even Black Hole Birdie, Helen's beau, has wandered off. Some folks...
I still don't understand why anyone would.
We should ask if they're comping the minibar. This might...
Folks get heated when it comes to serials and their actors, I suppose. Not particularly. But I think some folks were jealous of her success, or why she was a natural. People fell in love with her. She ended up about as famous and high-runged as your average VP, which rubbed a lot of Byzantines the wrong way. Let's see here. Oh, I already spoke briefly about the Spectrum unveiling. Oh, I do. Rizzo's happened to rent out the Grand Colonial Ballroom from Slug, but the murder's gone, and... Anyway, I think I've held you up long enough. Once you're ready, head down to the lobby, the ball... you're making fun, right? You're still giving me a pretty blank look. Suppose it's none of my business, but do you just wear the same set of clothes all the time? Hey, this is a hotel-mandated piece of my uniform, and it's... Anyhow, I'll look for you in the grand ballroom later. I appreciate that you're the friendly sort, but that's enough job.
I'm pretty happy where it's much more. Mr. King Cannon.
Okay.
Had something in my ear. I could have sworn you just said we aren't allowed to depart.
Apologies, sir, but the atmospheric complex is on complete lockdown. No one's allowed in or out.
Greetings, Inspector. No need to check in here. Your paperwork has all been processed. You should be able to find the Colonial right ahead. I hope you catch the killer soon, Inspector. I don't want to see the Grand Colonial show.
Fancy place. I hope they're not expecting us to pay.
I see the adjutant sent her own freelance.
I can't believe someone so famous as Halcyon Helen could meet a fate like this.
The murder has inflicted severe emotional...
I'm sorry, ma'am, but while the hotel is an active crime scene, I regret to... Oh, you're the special inspector. Mr. Kincannon warned me you'd be checking in... Yes. I mean, you'll be staying in our luxurious penthouse suite, vacated just I'm sure it'll be ready for you by the time you've examined the crime scene. I believe Constable... Oh, the ballroom's right behind the tower elevators. Swing a...
Can we talk? Does being on the case give us temper?
Why, hello there. Goodness, I always enjoy seeing guests, but excuse me, I should introduce myself, though... Oh, now that our introductions are out of the way. Well, yes, but having an operator certifies that the right... Plus, there's always the risk a guest chips a nail or loses a ring on a button. That and the elevator still works if... Oh yes, Norville's great. His judgment sometimes, unfortunately not. For what it's worth, the murder... But I'm sure you've heard the... Well, not necessarily. Slug claims they've got the problem under control, but I don't... Oh, well...
Welcome to the Grand Colonial. The crime scene's away. Can't believe something like this could happen in my hotel. When I found her, I was just hoping she had... Hey, Byzantines and restraint aren't two words that often... Anyway, I'm sure you've got questions. Of course I did. I just told you I found the... No, of course I didn't. Plus, it's untoward for an employee to speculate about the actions of a hotel. Honestly, you're more than a little right. Day of her death, I saw Helen leave the hotel premises with the profit of profitability, and didn't see her come back. Well, it seemed especially... Yep. Or as I can recall, Helen dismissed the ladies' seminars in some kind of interview. The top rungers are... I hope all that helped. Sure, I'd taken to checking the barroom every few hours. Found her right before I was set to... Tell ya, thank the law for caffeinoid. Been too upset to get a wink of sleep since... And hey... What? No! Just 'cause I wasn't shift all day. Beats all hell out of me. Maybe she was... Sure. What's on your mind? Everyone's got theories.
With Halcyon Helen gone,
Oh, come on. Why is the lounge closed? I did not read...
Black Hole Bertie's disappeared, you know. The poor fellow must be inconsolable.
Oh, thank the Lord. Inspector, you don't know how relieved I am to see you. Constable Maria Keene. It's...
Dr. Goodnight. Ecstatic to make your various acquaintances and so on? Are we finished with the pleasantries? There's something I'm excited to show you. What body? Oh, that.
Our coroner has developed a device which may prove useful.
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you. Oh, please. You... Behold, my discrepancy amplifier. Hold it in your hands. Feel the way it hums with ontological potential. I work with the materials to which I have access. The discrepancy amplifier uses a deterministic model of our universe to detect the then it renders any discrepancies visible by using the power of magnification. Yes, it's a magnifying glass, but an extraordinary...
I'm contractually prohibited from endorsing off... You'll want to peer...
Captain! Please show a little respect.
discrepancy amplifier is now operational. Greetings, designated inspector and/or... This unit has detected a discrepancy related to Halcyon Helen. Unscheduled The discrepancy amplifier has been programmed with advanced...
Oh, you'll love this. Amplifier, tell the inspector...
Please do not interrupt the discrepancy amplifier. The discrepancy amplifier is programmed to take instruction from it.
How curious. I must have set its impertinence levels to flagrant.
This unit's features include an automated personality simulator. This unit has been programmed. This footprint stands out from the normally... Typically, the ballroom is cleaned twice daily, which means this must have been made by either Helen or...
I'm all for taking pointless risks, but that's just disgusting.
Footprint is a tailor-made 8.75. It is also the exact size that Halcyon Helen. The dirt carries traces of fertilizer. Grass, fertilizer, and purpleberries can all be found in the purpleberry orchards located. This deduction appears.
Good work, Inspector. I had a feeling you'll need Administrator Ludovico to grant you access to the orchards. Check in with the concierge. Your room should be ready by now.
The purpleberry orchards. And a footprint. With the help of my description. Ah, I was waiting for this. Yes, of course. My apologies, Inspector. I've not yet finished my autopsy. Come back later? Oh. I've worked at the Grand Colonial for about as long as it's been. And that something turned out to be corpses. Absolutely. Usually I'm just a medical practitioner. The most interesting thing I saw prior to this was the back of Mr. Woolrich's throat after he blew out his... If I weren't here, I'd be back in my quarters, rewatching Byzantium in the spring. Oh, good. One of my favorite subjects. Ask away. I didn't... It's a need. Just as sprats feel they must breed. You're smarter than I look. Guess there's no shame in telling you exactly. As it so happened, my husband was I happened to have an excess of preservative fluids, a scanning device in need of a central processor, and a sudden burst of inspiration. A tragedy doesn't... Technically, it wasn't his whole brain, just a small cross-section, enough to operate the amplifier. Besides, my husband was the prior constable. Because you're the inspector. I should think that's rather obvious. I invented the discrepancy amplifier to assist me in my... I programmed the amplifier to assist you. I'm entrusting it to your care because I want to see my invention... You don't miss a thing, do you, Inspector? I can see what... Think of the amplifier as my gift to you. May it avail you in the swift and efficient process. I still have the blueprint and several extra prototypes floating. Some of the amplifier's internal components are rare, shall we? You sure you don't want to know any? Oh, good. You sure you don't want to know any? Yes, Inspector? Yes,
Something I should know? Are you asking me these questions in an official capacity? I'm encouraged to know your... Please. Norval, head bellhop. He was understandably distraught. Hotel security corroborates his whereabouts during the murder. I haven't included him in my list of suspects, but I'm a little suspicious of anyone who enjoys his job as much as Norval. Obsessive passion can lead to If there were any witnesses, none came... Helen was very... There's no sign of the murder. Frankly, I'm having trouble imagining. Helen was known to carry her signature weapon, a bespoke handgun known as the Needler. Spencer Woolrich and Bertie Holcomb are officially persons of interest in this investigation. I've mostly ruled out Mr. Woolrich. Let me rephrase that. He's your lead suspect. I've been instructed... I know. Mr. Woolrich was Halcyon Helen's professional rival. Conversely, Mr. Bertie Holcomb was Helen... Woolrich thinks of himself as a serious and distinguished actor. He was frequently cast in demeaning roles, while I considered the possibility that Woolrich killed Helen in order to eliminate a rival and advance. Woolrich owes his career to Helen's dramas. Her death likely harms his long-term prospects. Mr. Holcomb was in a romantic relationship with Helen. Black Hole Birdie currently holds the record for Please, anything else? You've got my... Anything else? I'm afraid It isn't personal. Anything to report?
we talk?
I can't believe Miss Helen's gone. I used to watch Helen serials. She'd fall into mortal peril. Breathtaking. Have you looked over the edge of the complex yet? Just what? Eridanos and Olympus are the two biggest planets in Halcyon. Eridanos is 100 times the mass of Terra 2. 800... Sometimes I can't believe how small my world used to be. Yeah.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This is a bottle of unreleased Rizzo's product. Helen appears to have attempted to use it to spell something as she expired, but all she managed. This hypothesis is plausible, but requires additional information. Now calculating likelihood of Halcyon Helen using her final moments, low to moderate likelihood. Correct. Bertie Blackhole Holcomb is a registered guest at Accessing Guest. The Grand Colonial Hotel is proud to serve the following VIPs. Bertie, this evidence has been recorded for later.
I knew I should have gotten her autograph when I had
I can't
the chance.
believe Helen's gone.
Why is everybody staring? Didn't nobody teach them to respect the dead? Oh. Gosh, is that Miss Helen? Can we...
Murder or... We should try to solve
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warm. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector? Ah, yes. We are most pleased to offer you our... The last guest left her belongings behind when she vacated Simply call the elevator in the lobby and our I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. That's a good point. If they give me let me just set you up with VIP guests. It certainly is a marvel of... Please, allow me to answer any curiosities you might have. Twice the size of the next biggest... Best to enjoy it while you can, Inspector. Also, most certainly, all the... You can hardly walk through... Who would be interested in a staff-only area? Most of interest to your investigation. But I'm sorry, Inspector, I'm not author. You'll have to find a way in on your own. Who would be interested in... Oh no, Inspector, man. The best thing about Sublight compared to other organizations is the potential for upward... This is but one wrong... Who would be interested in a staff... Of course, you're... If you're sure... My apologies, Inspector, but that would... All right, my supervisor just walked out of earshot. About whom? And what would you... You know, out of every... I'm not much of an aether... And Helen always had a crowd of admirers chasing her, you see? So she rarely stopped to chat. Now that you mention it, it seemed as if she was determined to... Ah, Bertie. Is he bigger than he... Bertie used to be Helen's beau. Her deal? Not make... Didn't you hear Helen's interview? I mean, Spencer Woolrich. If looks could kill, he'd have put... See, I'd bet we're the only two people thinking about him. If you leave woolly cow milk out, it turns to curds. Leave the curds out, either he's in denial or... That's a shame, Inspector. What if I wanted to know a little about you? A dashing gunslinger type, then. I'm sure the...
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. An industrial-grade laxative has been added.
Oh, hello there. Nice to see you. Anything you...
I can't believe Helen's gone. We're never going to get a sequel to Terror on Monarch. Hello?
I'll keep it down. They can't keep us.
What the? I was going to wash my hands, I swear. For Lord! I see the adjutant. Bertie, I can't... You know, I never imagined Spencer Woolrich would outlive Halcyon Helen.
Finally, should you ever need anything, come find me. Even if... I suppose you could call it that, but besides, knowing Helen's athletic acumen, probably, that is, it'd... Now, what can I lend a hand with? Oh, of course. That is, I'd lament not having anything to meet about anymore, but the newer tribe just ain't done it for us. Sorry, friend, but I guess you don't get it. You look at Woolrich and, no disrespect, don't tell him I said that. Notice my battle-hardened physique, have you? Used to be in a mighty mean line of work. But to be honest, I never really enjoyed. When this position came up, I jumped on it and made a lateral move from... well, slug is something like... That said, my departure may have been somewhat hasty. Well, basically, I singled out a ship to salvage. As it so happened... Stories. Had a basket case visit from Fallbrook once. Almost took a swing at me when I tried to take his bag. Turned out to be full of live sprats. We charged him extra. Well, Slug is more trustworthy for one thing, where Sublight... Please do.
Heading out.
there, my inordinate... What authorized floor can I bring you to? Next stop.
Inspector, I understand you've visited. Halcyon Helen was an important cultural icon. She will be sorely missed. Halcyon Helen was more than a character. She was a brand. Her death will now be associated with Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. You understand why that worries me. I do not, Spacer. Back to the matter at hand. Tell me about your investigation. Your discretion is appreciated, I admit. Here, I'm granting you access through the gates to the Order. There is one caveat. Cedric's being rather intransigent about letting you into the spaceport. Possibly he's trying to hide something. You have a lead to chase. Inspector?
Did you know the smoke from high society cigarettes is 10.07% more likely to leave odor and discoloration in fabrics than other leading brands?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. The imprint left inside this suitcase matches the silhouette of Halcyon Helen's.
Helen, where did we go wrong? Oh, Lo, I'm so sorry. That didn't mean for... Helen, I love you. I love you so much.
Even the air in here feels too sweet. Almost...